Hey guys, so it's me, Selena. Here's my final presentation for my theoretical preferences. So I'm going to start out with my personal philosophy. Um, each and every student is, unique. They have their own sets of gifts, and that's what I love about them. That's what I try to instill in them, that, everyone's different. And that goes into, the teamwork and collaboration. Um, because without it, we're not going to get anywhere, and there's not going to be any productivity. And my students from day one know that. And if there's an issue, we work to figure it out, because if we don't, things are going to fall apart. And then another factor is try. Trying, it's how do they know if if they like something or not, or whether or not that they can do it. And that's why I emphasize the try. My classroom setting, treating each other as family, because we should all be loving towards one another, especially in this world today. We need to help each other out, and it goes on to the fact, if you needed help, wouldn't you want someone to help you? And then going on to, school should be a safe place to be. We should always talk to our go-to person, the person we feel safe talking to if we have an issue. Whether or not it's another teacher, another instructional aide, or the therapist, whoever it may be, that they feel like they need to talk to. And then also with the contribution, everyone again has their own set of skills, and we all lead different lives and experience different things, and sometimes we'll share those experiences to help each other out, and that's the awesome part about it. Now going on to my theoretical preferences, Plato's allegory of the cave, students becoming, independent, free from, whatever it is that they were being binded with, going back and trying to teach others what they have learned, and leading them to take on their own identity, and thinking of themselves. And that's the most important part, I believe, because they are, the students that I work with, they are adults, and they're coming to that age where they need to make decisions, or they need help, making those decisions. So thinking for themselves on what choices they would like to make. Going on to behaviorism, behavior intervention is one of the big things that we have at our school. Having that positive and constant reinforcement, especially with those that within the autism spectrum. And then, of course, the antecedent behavior consequence, which is used at my school site for a majority of our students, so that we're able to help them and see, how we're better to assist them, any accommodations that they need. So, yeah, and then social constructivism, which is positive, and having positive and respectful relationships, positive interactions. Again, the collaboration and the teamwork. And then, the student learns, and we have future leaders on our hand, which is the awesome part. All right, so now we're going on to, parent collaboration. I stress all types of communication with my parents, whether it be iPad or, just allowing the parents to, have them call me at my school site if they need to speak to me about anything at all. Even when it comes to like the simplest question. Um, I have parents communicate with me, um, but it's that's the thing that I like about the parents that I work with is, they're very they're willing to find out what's going on with their child, and how they can better their student or their child's education, um, which leads me into being having the parents involved uh, with their child's education. The parents are very loving, and of course, majority of them, this is their first year going into an adult transition. But I've also stressed the fact that independence for their child is big, and how it will benefit them in the long run, um, because they're adults and they need to learn how to um, complete daily tasks. And during their students' IEPs, I've shown the videos and pictures to the parents of their child doing tasks on their own, and majority of the time the parents are very impressed, which leads me to show them like, hey, look, at your child can do this, and they should be allowed to do that, and again, with the collaboration, there's also a way that we communicate with the parents via the students, and that is with communication sheets. We have Daily Buzz, which is a type of take-home information where the students write where they went, what they ate that day, maybe a job site. So that's really good for the students, because they're able to provide different information on what they did that day, and they can show their parents what they did. So, and that brings me to the allegory of the cave, where the parents are very, what it is they're very, very protective, and I would too, with my child, but allowing their child to explore and do the things that they need to experience for themselves, because they're just sheltering them, and the students won't be able to grow. And I think that's a very important factor, simply because they are adults now, and of course their parents won't be with them forever, but just giving them the fact that communication, where we can work together to help them find a job, help them to get access cards, help them on a daily basis, that kind of thing. So, right. Professional collaboration. Open communication with staff at a school site is a must. Can't stress enough the importance, because hey, it might be dealing with a certain behavior of a particular student, whether it be mine or another teacher's. Also with the peer educators, to compete, to keep an eye out for students when they're when they're not out there. I tell, going on to successful interactions with the students, that sometimes our students have our bad days, just like us. And, I tell them that, every day's a new day. When they walk in or out of the classroom, whether they're leaving to go home or coming to school. And, having these successful interactions, aka their rapport, is important because, looking at our adult, building rapport for our students, it provides the opportunity for them to have that trust with us. Another thing is, they can't act as friends via the staff and students, or else the students won't take you seriously. Especially among our adults, there needs to be professionalism there, and never argue with the students, because it will only cause strife. But believe me, it happens enough. And behavior-wise, students need to learn about teamwork, because both student and staff need to build rapport with one another in order for it to work, especially with their behavior. And I can't stress enough that there must be constant communication with those in SPED and gen ed teachers, because that is where the students fall between the cracks. And sometimes it can be hard to reach in and pull them back out if we're not careful. Routines and expectations are a must, even in our field. With the constant reminders, it helps students to remember that they are doing it, that they are doing what they are doing, and what they're set up to do. There are teachers who forget about what these routines or expectations are, and think once is enough. And with our caliber of students, sometimes they need the constant reminders to help them through their time. Developing a plan that will help with modifications or behavior plans, even though they can be a pain in the butt sometimes, it really helps, not only in the classroom, but the student as well. It helps them become better citizens. And I know that in my case, it will definitely help when they're in the adult world on their own. And most definitely, patience. I think that's why we are in special ed, because this is what special ed is as well. We have to work with the students side by side and start a clean slate with them to see what they need to get through in life, and how we can make them more independent. I know most of the high school teachers, both gen ed and special ed, have come to us during meetings, and they ask particular, how a particular student is doing, and when they, and we tell them, about their positive behavior, and then they kind of stand back in shock as if they're a different student, asking how in the world did we do it, and you know what? It all stems to patience. We have to work with the students and meet his or her needs in order to help them out, because